Hello, and welcome to episode 103 of the CinePhellas Podcast. That's right, CinePhellas, the only place where we have more podcast episodes than you have Bernie Sanders memes. So, I guess we're the usual suspects. We're the CinePhellas. There's a lot of movie news to talk about.
In the eyes of a ranger.
So, what have you guys been watching?
Oh, WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah. I just watched the third episode a few times now. I've watched each episode a few times. I'm really enjoying it so far.
Like the first episode two times, and then the second one like a couple of times to see if I missed anything.
Yeah, same here. There's a lot of mystery behind all the episodes. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
I think they're doing a
six
good
more
job.
episodes till the end. Here's seeing. Let's see what they do with them.
And I think they're doing a good job of recreating each era they're in.
Yeah, absolutely. I
And
like all
Dick
the
Van Dyke being a what do you want to call it? Like having input on it. I
A
think
consultant. Yeah, I read that too.
I didn't know that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Wow.
I saw
Yeah,
an
that's why
article
they
that
have
said
that
he's,
real
clueless
flair
about
for
the
everything.
MCU.
Yeah. Each episode is like a throwback, callback to like Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke Show, the Brady Bunch, and the new episode. It's really cool how they capture each era.
Yeah, I've been liking it so far. Like, I don't know if I love it, but like I like what it's doing. Like every episode is like its own like unique thing, and I like sitcoms in general. So
Yeah.
like, I'm really into where it's gonna go next. I think the third one was like my favorite one.
Third one?
Yeah,
It finally gave us a little bit that we've been pining for.
yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do like a '90s episode where it's like, I don't know, we'll see like Vision in like the Fresh Prince circle, like when he's sitting on the chair, just going around or something.
Yeah.
I know we're
I hope
getting
so.
a Roseanne type
Or like-
one, and I know we're getting a Modern Family type one.
That could
Oh,
work.
okay.
That's interesting.
Where'd you read that?
It's the pictures they had out there. And they were kind of
Oh.
showing like this in contrast to this and this in contrast to this. It wasn't Disney or anyone doing it. It was fans going, well, if you look at it like this, the way it's shot, the way it's this. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can see that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I like how they've been going into different eras here. Yeah, and the third one, definitely. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the intro to Brady Bunch, how they did all the squares. And
Even the
I
house.
think
Yeah,
that's a
look
cool
at the
little
house.
nod to
The
this
house
classic
looked a
books.
lot
The
like
house, too? Yeah, the
Brady Bunch.
staircase.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
staircase. Yeah.
What is it? The stained glass too in the house.
Right.
Looks like the Brady Bunch.
And not to get too nerdy on you guys, speaking of the house, in the first episode, if you look at the address on the house, it says 28100. So for your nerds who don't know, 28100 is like a little Easter egg to the comic books, because 28100 is like an alternate timeline. And
Mm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I've been looking around and trying to figure out Ralph. Ralph is somebody. He's the villain.
Yeah.
I just can't think of who they're going to put him as.
Is he part of the Sword or Hydra or?
I'm not sure. I forget. I was reading a couple people's theories, and I was like, oh, I could see that. I could see this. But we'll see. I mean, everybody on that show has been killing it. I can't remember the actress who, was Ralph's wife, but she's so good in anything she's been doing as of late.
Catherine Hahn
Yeah.
is that you're talking about? Yeah, she's really phenomenal. She's always there
Yeah.
for the
She
comedic
has a wide
relief.
range, too. Yeah, comedy. She can do drama. Yeah, I like her.
And Elizabeth Olsen is like the perfect 1950s housewife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
her
like.
Yeah.
tone is fantastic.
I really like the third episode, but the first two are my favorite. I like the 1950s black and white. I thought that was really cool how they depicted that, and I thought Elizabeth Olsen was really great.
I like the when you see inside Vision's body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animation.
Gumming up the words.
The gears.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
funny.
Because
Yeah.
that's exactly something you'd see on Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
If something was to happen like that. And I love the way she talks, where it's like, well, I didn't know. I mean, just she had that whole rhythm down where you're like, yeah, this is 1950s housewife right here,
Yeah. Those little mini commercials have been cool. So the third one, it was Hydra. It was for Hydra then. I guess.
Hydra, yeah, it was like a soap. I
The
think.
Hydra soap, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Then you had the Hydra Wash.
Yeah.
Sounded like a fart. It had the watch. Yeah, not Hydra, but it was Hydra, wasn't it?
There was a Hydra watch.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they said it or like it was just.
I think it just had it on the watch. Yeah.
And then there was a Stark toaster, was it?
Toaster.
Yeah, Star toaster. Yeah.
That's
So I
what it
don't know.
was,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like these are all these. Either I'm really bad with these Easter eggs, or these are all just red herrings that they're throwing out there to get people thinking in a different direction.
Yeah, I don't catch any of these things. Like until you mentioned it, I just watch it, and I'm just like, okay, I just go into it. And I just like to just experience what I'm seeing, and then later on, if I like start hearing about like Easter eggs, I just read about it later. Like, but for some reason, like it kind of reminds me, just because like how everything is so, each episode is like different, kind of weird. It keeps reminding me of that show Legion on FX.
Yeah.
Like every episode is
Yeah,
like its own
it
crazy
does.
thing. They just
Yeah.
kind of like, it's just not. This one seems like more kind of accessible, because like it's like every episode you kind of have an idea, and I did like how at the end they kind of sort of revealed stuff was going on, but like you still don't clearly know what's happening. You just know something feels off. Like that aspect, that's the part. That's what I really liked about the third episode. Like it felt like, okay, maybe they're gonna start to slowly start to reveal. So like they've been kind of, because the first two episodes it felt like I liked them. They were good, and they did commit to the tone a lot. And I thought this one just funnier. It was a lot of shenanigans to me that I liked. Just a lot of stuff just going around, and that stuff I liked. So that's the only reason. That's really why I like the third one the most. But like I do like where it's gonna go in the story in general.
Yeah, I like the third one too, because it's starting to, like, I guess, answer questions without answering questions. But I'm kind of
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
because I like how it connects to like Marvel, like the cinematic universe too. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know that we were talking about, I think last week, about it's supposed to lead to Doctor Strange whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
And like I'm interested, because I wasn't crazy about the first Doctor Strange, but at the same time I was like, I'm interested because there's so many crazy things like with the visuals to see like what they can do with it, and like they got Sam Raimi in it, like directing it, so I know it's gonna be like, really trippy, and like I just want to see how all this, like, even if I'm not crazy like with the show overall, I like really interested in where it's gonna go. And like I want to see where like how is it gonna, like, it started like as a 50s black and white sitcom. I don't know how it's gonna end at the end. Like I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Nobody really knows really how everything's gonna like come together, and that's like what I want the MCU to like do in general more often, because there's just so much like Marvel stuff where you kind of get the same idea. There's a formula, which is fine, and I don't mind the formula. But sometimes once you start figuring stuff out, I kind of wanted them to start like kind of playing with things a little more and start doing more unique things. And like I think this is like more closer to what I want them to do more in the future.
Yeah, to experiment a little bit more.
Yeah, just experiment a little more. You don't have to like go like totally crazy and make it inaccessible, but like you can do like little things. Just play around. Like Disney Plus, this is perfect for stuff like this. Because you can you don't have to worry about, we gotta make a bunch of money with it, but people are still gonna watch it, and it's gonna still be like appeal to the people who like already know like the universe and stuff like that. So, but overall, it's good.
I do have one theory. I think they're going to bring in Quicksilver. They're going to bring back Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I thought about that. I read about that.
I hope so.
That would be awesome. What was his name? Pietro or something? His real name?
Pedro.
There you go.
I think we also, if we get that, I think this is the way we get to find Magneto. Because
that would be sweet.
Because rumor has it that they want, I forgot who they were trying to cast as Magneto, Viggo Mortensen.
Oh yeah!
They wanted him because this was something I was
cool.
going to talk about later, but they're talking about Michael Fassbender being Dr. Doom in Black Panther 2. It's like, well, if you get Fassbender to do that and you get Viggo to be like, I think he'd be a perfect Magneto, and that would be really cool because then we get mutants from now on, you know?
Yeah, and not miracles like they said in Captain America 2 at the end. Yeah.
My one thing is in the third episode we got to get Paul Bettany acting. You know what I mean? The comedic, and then that break where it's just sheer like terror in his eyes because My only thing is I don't think he knows he's dead yet. You know what I mean? Vision in this incarnation, like he wouldn't know he died. He knows something's wrong. So you get to see the terror with him. Elizabeth Olsen just breaking out of nowhere, and what'd you say? You know what I mean? She went from Carol Brady to just a homicidal. Yeah, I mean, just a drop of a hat. I think they're really kind of showing that they have acting chops. Not that there was ever any doubt, but like, unlike any other MCU type television show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good, but none of them were like acting like like Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen are doing right now.
Right.
Yeah. There's a shot in that trailer I remember where Vision goes up to the car and the neighbor's there, and she's laughing, and he's like, "Oh, why?" Like, something like, "Don't you know you're dead?"
Oh yeah, when she screams, she goes, "Am I dead?" And he goes, "No, why would you be?" He goes,
Yes.
"You are."
Yes.
And I'm waiting for that because, yeah, this is the Vision. This is the version of Vision that I don't know. It's going to be really cool because this is all in her head. So now we just got to see where everything is. I think it's a self-induced thing, though. Honestly, I think it's a self-induced after Endgame and everything. She just kind of folded in because she lost all of this stuff, you know.
What's up with the kids then? Are those characters going to carry on, like to be eventually become the Young Avengers or whatever? Like I was reading.
The twins?
I think
Yeah,
I think the twins were just supposed to symbolize her being a twin and like getting that conversation in, because I think it'd be too obvious if it was a boy and a girl, because I think it's too on the nose. I think Marvel likes to pull a string here and there just to get you going along. Like I said, I don't know if some of these are put there so we could tell or if it's a nod to something, you know?
Right.
It will make it more tragic at the end when she has to let go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The babies have nothing to do with it. It's just like, it's her perfect life, just basically unfolding.
Right. Like she's the mom now that she wanted, you know, because her parents were gone and now she has the nuclear family.
Yep.
If you guys want to read a good take on this in Vision, Tom King wrote a book for Marvel. It's Vision. You can get a completed edition, but it's seriously Vision wants to see what it's like to have the nuclear family, so he breaks his stone into 4 and makes a wife and 2 kids, and they move to the suburbs, and then they face you know, discrimination because they're androids. It's just one of the best runs. I like Tom King. He's kind of off the rails now, but that run honestly is almost flawless.
I feel like they could just throw everyone a curveball and make Quicksilver Evan Peters. Just to mess with people.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He was better.
Like Evan Peters would show up. I didn't really care for Aaron Johnson or whatever his name is. Quicksilver.
Well, I mean, but like Fox/Sony, like they like to have their like very hammed up thing, whereas the MCU, like they'll ham some stuff up, but like their Quicksilver was needed because that was your sacrifice, and you can't have a big reward without that sacrifice to kind of drive the story. At some points, I wanted Evan Peters to take a bullet, I'll be honest. In the movie, not in real life.
Easy there, Bob.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. American Horror Story only gets you so far in my books. You keep making crappy movies, I'm going to throw you out. Oh, I also watched that Night Stalker documentary on Netflix, which was fantastic.
I wanted to start that. I saw it last night.
Very well done.
And it's funny because so I was a kid when all that was taking place, like too young to remember, but I remember the process, the trials after that, because it happened over years and plus, you know, college. But I thought it was done so well because you read these stories and, you know, you see the pictures of all this stuff. But when you get the narrative behind it, when they're interviewing people who are like drastically, like directly affected, I thought it was fantastic. Like that's honestly one of the better documentaries I've seen for a true crime one, at least.
Awesome. I'll definitely check it out.
From the perspectives of the detectives that were actually on the case, I liked how their stories intersected too, how all their families were involved in it. And I loved it showed all the clues, you know, how everything came together with the shoe prints, and I thought all that stuff was really interesting too.
Yeah, I agree. Like we always get the perspective of like the we're seeing it in third person mode, but yeah, we got to see it through the eyes of the people who are living it, and like the sense of urgency in that. Yeah, no, it gave you suspense. I thought it was fantastic. I almost wanted him to commit a couple more murders so we could get another episode, but you know,
right. Yeah, a couple of those murders, like just how they explain the details, like gave me chills, like that one. And even when they said they were interrogating him, and he sort of started making like a guttural, like demonic sound, and he's like, "I swear, if he started levitating in that room, I was gonna get the fuck out of here." Like, yeah, he terrified the guy. So
it's up there. Like, I mean, everyone jokes around Tiger King being good, and it was good, but man, this was a whole nother level. Like, I forgot who made this, but this was made by actually someone who made a couple other docs. But no, this was fantastic. It's right up there for me with Evil Genius as well. I don't know if you watched Evil Genius on Netflix, but that was another true crime documentary about an isolated incident, kind of, and it was really good. Like, I ended up binging it against my will because I watched it and I was like, oh, that was good. I could probably sneak one more episode in, and then it kept going. It was rough. It was fantastic.
How many episodes?
That's on my queue. I'll need to watch that. There's 4 of the Night Stalker, and they're about 50 minutes apiece. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
So it's quick.
I can knock that out real quick. I listened to a few podcasts about the Night Stalker. It was really good. Sword and Scale.
You'll dig it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about the true crime. But if you guys listen to podcasts, check out Sword and Scale and the Generation Y podcast. They do a few episodes about this guy. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been watching. I have to find something new, so I started watching Ozark last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, because I liked. It was good. I think the first season 1 and 3 I liked the most. 2 kind of was too slow for me at times. That's where they're talking about getting a casino, and I think that kind of stuff. I wasn't as into it, but like as a whole, I like that. Like the whole show is like, because the whole thing with Jason Bateman to me is he's always like, I know how to do everything. That's like his whole persona and everything, and it's like he barely kind of gets everything together every time. He's like, no, I got to make a deal with this cartel guy. I got to do this and that. And every time he does that, then he has to deal with another situation, and then another one, and then another one. And then it kind of reminded me, like, kind of, so it's like Breaking Bad if like Walter White wasn't as smart and he wasn't as proactive, and like
and his wife wasn't such a biatch.
That too.
I like how his wife in this like sort of like even kind of eclipses him, I think, at the end of the second season, like sort of takes over things. Yeah, I thought that's interesting. She's great in it too.
Yeah, I like the dynamic, like how she's like, no, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna make sure we get everything done. And he's like even kind of getting like really intimidated by her, like, okay, what do you think you do? I'm the one who's supposed to do everything in this family. I protect the family, and then she's like, basically, she's doing all this other stuff, like when he's not even watching. And then like, and the thing I like too, like I like how like all these cartel people basically would come into the story, and like he would have to tell them all these plans. Like there's one episode in season 3 where they basically kidnap him, and then Laura Linney has to basically like be like, okay, we got to decide what to do. We got to keep him somewhere because no, we already made this deal. And I like that kind of storytelling where it just like about we had it like you're already in trouble. We have to be very pragmatic about stuff. But like at the same time, it's like it always kept going, and like I like Ruth. Ruth was very entertaining.
Ruth, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's really good. Like she's really funny. Like my mom was like, "Yo, because we were watching it together. Like we were just laughing at everything she was saying."
She's like the best character in the show, probably.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about shit.
Yeah.
Shit about fuck. Marty.
If you like Ruth, man, you should watch this movie called The Assistant. It came out.
Yeah. I've been thinking of watching that.
But it sounds like she's a little different. She sounds like she's a kind of a wise ass in Ozark. Is she a wise ass? Yeah, in The Assistant, it's a very silent performance, but it's a really, really good performance. I really liked her in that movie.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch that. Yeah. I know Hulu was on Hulu, and I was like, because I like her as an actress in general. Because she was on, I liked her when she was on The Americans. Actually, season. It's good. Like, it's okay. I don't love it like everybody else loves it, but like if you like spy stuff, it's really good.
She was in Waco too.
Yeah, that's right.
Waco.
I watched that too. Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
really
Waco
good.
was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. I the one part that was sticks to me about Waco, there was that one part where, because I remember we were just talking about this a few podcasts ago, where Taylor Kitsch, he was like talking to the ATF guys, and then he was singing "I Still Believe," and he was playing it on the guitar, like to show like, oh, you're not gonna bring me down, and I was like, okay, this is pretty funny. But like the rest of it is very like Waco was really serious, but at the same time, like that part, like it got me laughing really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Shannon was good in that too.
Michael Shannon's good at everything.
He should do more stuff like that. I feel like he's always good, but like I always feel like a lot of people just get him to be the creepy guy or the crazy guy. Like I did like him being more subdued in that.
I loved him as what's the Superman villain he played?
Zod.
Zod.
He's awesome as Zod.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good in that movie.
That whole speech he gave about basically justifying why he was doing what he was doing. Like it's my home planet. Earth is not my planet, so I'm going to do everything to protect Krypton. Yeah.
Krypton.
Thank you.
I might have mentioned this on the podcast a while ago, but I think Michael Shannon would make a really good Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And then I watched Breaking Bad. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad too.
Nice.
I started from the beginning.
Good.
Yeah, but the thing is, my aunt, she's like staying here, so she doesn't speak English, so I'll just leave it on in the background what she's doing. So she's always around the house. So like we basically, like, my mom and I were rewatching it. So we got up to like season 3, and like we're still like going through it. That show's pretty crazy. It's like I still enjoy it a lot, but like I feel like I watched it way too young. Like I was like in high school when I watched that show, and like there's dynamics about it. Like you kind of like I appreciated it watching like how like it's a show where there's so many things going on underneath. They don't tell you, and like they don't like tell you, oh, here's the themes, here's what's going on with the characters. But at the same time, like it's an accessible show, but I like how like you can always pick up on little things, or like how the characters are doing stuff. Like as a whole, like Walter White, he's like a really terrible person. Like watching it, and like you just hate him the whole. Like now watching, I'm like you're a pretty trash person. And like the whole thing with like season 3 gets really weird because like there's this stuff with his wife. Like he's basically gaslighting his wife into staying in the house with him, and then he's basically like always telling her all these things. She's finally starting to catch on at this point, and then it's like him and Jesse, they really never liked each other, and I never really picked up on that because I was just like, these are two guys just cooking together. They're gonna bond, but like every time something happens, they just always end up clashing with each other. Like, and it's really good, like for the dynamic of the show and like how things like move forward. Like it does kind of give like intrigue. Like you're like, okay, where's it gonna go next? I already know, but kind of going into it because I feel like I watch so much TV that sometimes you get so used to, well, if these two people are working together, you're supposed to already know that they're like best friends or they're partners and they're supposed to like each other. And like this show kind of doesn't want you to ever think that because it's clearly a mutually beneficial thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're gonna cook and that's it. That's a business arrangement. And then it just gets more complicated because every time they're trying to cook, something else comes up, and then it's like there's all these things they have to cover up because and I really like the stuff with Hank too. Like Hank, I think I like him more as a character than I did the first time because like I like the stuff that's going on where he's supposed to be like he's kind of traumatized. At first I was like, I don't know what's going on with that because he basically almost gets shot like twice, and then there's this really good shootout in a grocery store. That part is really cool.
Parking lot, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. That part was insane. Like he drove over this guy, he backs up the car, and then he literally runs over a guy. I was like,
was that the twins that show up in that scene? That's what I thought. Yeah.
I like the twins a lot. I think the twins were really cool. Like I feel like on some level though, I think like a lot of those scenes, like when they first show up, it just looks cool because they don't say anything. They're just doing they don't talk like for most of it until like they finally show up in like finally when they finally start doing stuff like episode 7, then it's like, okay, finally they're gonna like start talking and doing stuff. They're always waiting for things to happen, but it's like cool to just watch because it just like aesthetically, like you're like, okay, stuff is gonna go down, and but like overall, I still like that show. It's a great show.
Watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I'm watching that too. Not right now. but I watch it when it's like airing.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom got into that too, because we watched Breaking Bad together, and then she got into the last season of Better Call Saul. I think because like all the stuff that was going on with the cartel stuff. I think she was really really into the last season more than she was in the other seasons, because she doesn't really watch it. She finds it too slow. But like I don't know, like she really got into it like when that whole like episode of Better Call Saul last season when he went out when Saul went to the desert and stuff. That part was really crazy. Like
that was an awesome episode.
Yeah, that was a really great episode. Like I just like this whole like thing that they're doing. Like they're kind of putting the universes together, but they're not like being so like they're not beating you over the head with it. Like how like it's trying to connect everything. Like and
it's not just like, hey, this guy's from Breaking Bad. Remember, we're gonna throw him in this episode. And it's
so they'll get exactly.
The writing's awesome.
And I like Bob Odenkirk. He's always good.
Yeah, I love him and the girl Ray Seahorn. They're like perfect together. Like their relationship.
I was worried at first because I was like, okay, she's gonna be the one that's like, hey, you don't do bad stuff, and you know you can't break bad yet. That's another show.
She sort of was at first, but she
sort of
slowly.
Yeah, and then I do like he was basically like corrupting her, and then like by like the last season she was like, okay, no, now we're gonna come up with our own plan and we're gonna basically sabotage this other guy. Like I just like now like there's all these shows where like everybody's just let's see how we can basically mess up somebody's life and just destroy them and then see how we can get away with it so we protect ourselves. But I just like that whole universe in general. Breaking Bad is great. Better Call Saul is great. I like anything Vincent Gilligan does.
Yeah, you should try to watch this movie. I think Logan, you watched Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's very dark. And I liked about that movie is Clark Duke directed it, and he wrote I think he co-wrote it, and it still has like his personality and his humor in it. That's what I liked about it. He didn't lose his like voice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check that out. I saw it on like Amazon Prime. It was there, and it looked interesting to me. So I'll check it out.
I think it's Liam Hemsworth's best performance. I actually liked him in the movie.
Okay.
I think he's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah. He's
Chris's little brother.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
He was actually really good in that movie.
Okay, I'll check that out.
He's got a southern accent too, which is funny.
Yeah, it was good too.
A
shitty
accent.
You mean this? You like this performance better than Expendables 3?
Or Independence Day?
Yeah.
When Jean-Claude Van Damme like stabbed him in the throat or something, yeah.
Yeah, he kicked a knife into his throat.
Though.
That hurts.
Damn, yeah. He made the movie. I saw American Skin. Have you guys heard of that one?
I don't know what that is.
It was Spike Lee presents it, and it's from the director Nate Parker. He was the director of The Birth.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, The Birth of a Nation, the newer one, not the racist ass one that I hate, but
yeah.
The movie was it's good, but it's almost too preachy in a way. But I feel like it's a timely movie because, like, with everything that's happening in the news, I won't get into it. But it's a timely movie where they talk about a lot of things like race issues and politics and police brutality. So pretty much you get the bargain bin of everything that the movie can offer. And I think like it's almost like a play. Like when you watch it, there's a lot of dialogue, but the only issue I really have with the movie is that it's not realistic. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but they take over a police station way too easily. But other than that,
I mean, if you watch the news, some people
Capital.
Yeah. So they literally just walk in and take over. Like, I was thinking, like, when I saw the police station, it made me think of the scene in Terminator. To me, that was a more realistic, or what should be a more realistic take on how it would play out. But nope, they just walk in and it's like, yeah, we're here, we're gonna do whatever we want. But yeah, it's a movie that I could recommend, but I think it's a little preachy, and it's one of those movies where, in my opinion, if you're trying to like preach something to the other side, and if you keep pushing them up against the wall, they're gonna push back. So therefore, people from the other side are not going to see that movie. So it's only going to be the people who agree with it. So I think that kind of hurts the movie. But other than that, it's something I would suggest.
No, did you? There's a bunch of films, Small Axe. It's on Amazon Prime, and Steve McQueen, who did 12 Years a Slave, he directed 5 films.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to watch it. Did anyone see it?
I didn't see it, but I want.
I saw it out there. I didn't watch it
Okay.
though.
All right. That looks good. I like McQueen.
No, I'm gonna I'll check him out. I like him too. And I saw the Meg today, and
Megalodon.
It's
I
a
love that damn
megalodon.
movie.
oh, Bob, you like it?
I don't know why, but I love that damn movie. Just like
Yeah.
we have no reason to care about anyone in that damn movie, and yet here we are.
It's a fun movie. I will say that. I did enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no one went in there going, I thought this is going to be the movie that Statham finally gets that reward, that big Oscar nom, just like no.
I won't talk too badly about it then, but you guys brought it up before I did, so the characters are god awful. Like,
Yeah, they're awful.
And then I saw another movie today, the one on Netflix. It's trending. I don't even remember the name of it. It was terrible though. The one that RZA did, the guy from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, Cutthroat City. Is that that one?
City. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing. It looked kind of interesting, but I didn't have high expectations for it.
Yeah. I don't like the movie at all, to be honest. It's a movie that's lost in like how can I say, like not a forgotten, but like an old time. Like it feels like one of those gangster movies from the 90s. And I feel like we've past that, but the movie is way too goddamn long though. It's like
How long?
Oh shit.
You said it's too long?
It's way too long. Like this is something that can be told in like an hour and 20 minutes. Like the plot is very easy. But the cast is really good. You have Ethan Hawke in it, Wesley Snipes. Who else? The guy Shameik Moore, who was in Spider-Verse, the voice of Miles Morales. So it has a good cast, but the movie was too long, and it's like an old movie of a bygone era. But I couldn't suggest it, to be honest. I couldn't even remember the name, so that tells you everything you need to know.
I mean, it's still like I heard back because like there's some other sites I go to and they were like, oh, the RZA directed this, so it's gonna be just expected to be terrible. And I was like, I'm like, I might just watch it because sometimes if something, even if I know it's gonna be bad, I kind of want to see it. And I don't know, my mom probably was gonna watch because there's black people in it, so she'll be like, oh, I'll watch because there's black people. Okay, I guess that's why she liked the last year of Fargo. So.
Oh, who watched One Night in Miami?
Oh, I did.
I wasn't.
Haven't. Not yet.
It was really good. I like it.
It was good?
It plays out like a play because there's once again a lot of dialogue. The actors I don't know their names, but the actor who plays Malcolm X and Jim Brown, they're pretty good. I think they're actually standouts of the movie. The actor who plays Sam Cooke is pretty good. He looks exactly and he resembles Sam Cooke. And other than that,
Ali.
A lot of dialogue, but it's good to me.
Regina King directed it.
Yeah, I was going to say, did she direct that?
Yeah, it was her first time directing. I've always liked her. I thought she was good. So I actually want to see her direct even more.
I was listening to a podcast that was talking about it. And so they say it's like shot in like a hotel room, but they said that even for such a small setting, like the way she shoots it, like makes you feel like it's still like, it feels bigger than just the room. They do a good job of like moving the camera and focusing on different people and stuff.
Oh, no, it's excellent. And Bob, you might actually agree with me on this. The actor who plays Muhammad Ali in the movie, way better than Will Smith in the 90s.
Oh, I don't even need to see it to totally agree with.
No. He was he was way better of a Muhammad Ali. And the thing is, what I like about this movie too, is it has like a lot of history behind it. Like, even though it's inspired by something that kind of happened, but these are like things like, like you could show in like a class or something, or just to know who these people are. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, I wanted to check it out, so it's good to hear.
Is that on Netflix? Where's that at?
Prime.
On.
Yeah, it's a Prime.
Amazon.
Okay.
I saw Onward. I thought Onward was pretty cool.
Onward was I love that movie.
But,
yeah, I love that movie too. That was one of my favorites of the year last year.
It kicks you right in the feels real fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just when you think you're done feeling, that last couple minutes, it just kicks you right in the feels again. With a heel that time.
One movie I saw that I absolutely hated was Wendy.
Oh, I know the. Yeah, I didn't see it, but.
Oh, didn't you text us about that?
Yeah. So Wendy is basically, if anyone's seen Beast of
No Nation?
Of the Southern,
yeah. So
Southern
it's the same
Wild.
director.
No, I didn't see it, but.
That's
I
good.
heard
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But this one is just, it was his follow-up film, and he took everything about Peter Pan and he basically pulled out all the fantasy, all the fun. He tried to make it realistic. The camera was in everyone's face. It was very claustrophobic looking. The way Captain Hook is basically brought upon is really stupid. It took me like 2-3 sittings to like finish it. It was just god awful. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's annoying. Like everything, like people always like we have to make it more realistic. Not everything has to be. Like that's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point of Peter Pan. Like you're supposed to escape into like the fantasy of it all.
Fantasy.
Or you're supposed to debate whether or not Peter Pan was the angel of death. It was World War II, and those kids were dead, and that's why the Lost Boys never aged. I mean, it's another where he's just escorting them to heaven, you know? It's a weird theory out there that I read, and I'm like, damn, that kind of makes sense.
Makes sense.
I kind of thought it was cool that they made like Peter Pan black. He's a little black kid in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But Wendy looked like a dude.
Really?
She looked like I kept like that's not a girl, that's a boy. But like, no.
They had another Peter Pan movie too, where Peter Pan was black, and it was with Angelina Jolie, David Oyelowo. We talked about it. I forget the name of the movie. I didn't like that one either. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer tonight, but I forget the name of the movie. Wow. I just remember the cast. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the movie, but I never saw that one. I heard about it. I was like, it looked kind of interesting because of Angelina Jolie and stuff, but I never saw it.
It's boring British humor. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, you lost me when you say boring British. I already get the idea.
Come Away. That's what it was called. Come Away.
Oh, okay.
The movie's called. Yeah.
Kevin, if you want a good laugh, look at the bootleg version of Onward, Homeward.
Oh, God, yeah, I saw that.
Wait, what is it called?
I didn't watch the movie, but I saw the poster, and I was like, yep.
Homeward?
To know is Ja Rule is one of the voices, I think. But that doesn't tell you everything.
Okay.
Is it everyone coming home after a failed music fest?
Yeah.
Pyre, yeah.
I remember that picture with the cheese sandwich. Why y'all mad at Ja Rule? I fed y'all the cheese sandwich.
Oh, I found the picture. This is crazy.
What did you guys think of King Kong versus Godzilla, the trailer?
Yeah, I was really excited for this movie. I love the trailer so far, the first one.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really good.
In the first couple seconds, did you notice something?
What?
Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla, yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't notice that.
When they show the destruction and all the rubble falling down, if you look at the monster, it's total old school looking Mechagodzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I do think the movie's predictable though, like without I don't think I can spoil a movie that's not out yet. But like in my opinion, I think it's predictable. I think there's gonna be a bigger threat. King Kong and Godzilla do like a tag team like ass whooping on the bigger threat. And you know, they become, I guess, friends or they work together. That's it. The next movie.
I mean, turns into a rom-com or something.
I watched that trailer so many times. I was just like, I'm in. Like, I have no need in any aspect of that movie other than I'm going to watch it. It's going to be this, and I'm in, you know?
Absolutely. It looks a lot better than the past few movies they put out.
They brought back the characters, too.
Yeah.
You got Millie Bobby Brown, it looks like, and
she doesn't need to be in it. I did not like her character at all in the last Godzilla.
Yeah, why did she even have to be in that second one? Like, it didn't make sense.
She didn't need to be there. Yeah.
Nobody
gets stepped on
these movies. They just put monsters in it and not watch it.
It reminds me of when they put kids in like the Jurassic Park movies. It's like, why are you here? Like,
unless they're potentially bait, they don't need to be there.
Well, they're there to get a kids movie to sell toys and whatnot.
Well, I don't know. It just looks so good, and it kind of seems like Godzilla's sort of the aggressor in this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wonder if we get a different take, because it was never that. It was Kong was the aggressor. Kong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, there's a little girl that bonded with Kong, because that's what we need right now. And that kid's gonna die, and this is where I think it's going.
Yeah, it looks like
Did
they
you
fixed all
notice
the.
how big Kong is now? Like Kong's
Yeah.
They
a lot
shrank.
bigger than even Skull Island. Yeah.
With that one scene in the trailer, you can see the light on his face on Kong. It looks
Mhm.
awesome. Like he's opening up his mouth.
Mhm.
Like it looks really well done. The effects, or CGI.
See, and the thing is what that comes out next month, right?
Yeah.
No, it comes out in March.
End of March, 26th, I believe. I
Because
could be wrong.
when on the agenda, I know the 2021. I have a fear about this 2021 thing is the fact of how many movies have been pushed back. Like Kingsman got moved to August, which fine, people are still going to see it. Bob's Burgers got delayed indefinitely now, and they're talking about moving Black Widow back more. I think this is going to start affecting these movies. Like I actually put like asterisks next to movies that I think are going to be hurt dramatically by being moved. It's going to be Quiet Place 2, Fast 9, Black Widow, Minions 2, Ghostbusters. Like there's so much hype around these damn movies, and like we were on the break and they're pushing it back, and I was like, no one's gonna like these movies, especially Black Widow. I hate to say it like that, but I don't think people are gonna like it. It's gonna make money or whatever, but there's so many expectations. Every time they push it back, we all look at those trailers again. We all look at this and it's gonna be great, and then we're just gonna get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like in this movie, King Kong is sort of like the underdog. So that's why I'm kind of rooting for King Kong to win. I want the underdog to come out on top. Who do you guys think is going to win?
Kong. I'm going with Kong too.
Yeah, I mean, Kong.
Just from the trailer, it looks like he's whipping some ass. So, got a feeling.
I don't know. Like in every Kong movie I've watched, he dies. Godzilla always moves on. I don't know if Kong's got it in him. Jessica Lange's there, he dies. The other, it just.
Oh yeah, the one with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, as long as they stop letting little white women buy Kong, I think he's got a shot.
That's his weakness. He must be an NBA athlete. I'm sorry. Remember,
It could be a Kardashian, then he'd definitely be in trouble.
I remember in the 70s when I watched it years ago when I was a kid. I remember when they show him climbing up the building, it looks like Bubbles the chimp climbing like a little toy statue or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they were really bad too.
Maybe Kong needs to win one.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
be it.
I'm excited about this because it's directed by Adam Wingard, the guy that did Blair Witch, and he did some other horror flicks as well. VHS,
You're
The
Next.
Guest.
You're
I
Next.
love VHS.
Yeah, he's done a lot of horror flicks, so he's directing this flick, so I'm pretty excited about that. From the trailer, it looks a lot better than the last movie.
I mean, I didn't mind any of them. Like a bad Godzilla's movie is better than a good half of these other crappy movies that have been out.
This is true.
I just hope I don't fall. I fell asleep at the last one, so I hope this one doesn't make me fall asleep.
Well, that movie was too long.
The one
Yeah,
with
that
Bryan
was
Cranston?
another problem. I mean, there's a list of them, but
The one with Bryan Cranston?
no, the second one.
King-
the
King of the
Monsters.
Where
Monsters.
they're on the
whatever.
ship for most of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and they need to not and don't shoot it like I didn't see the trailer, so I saw like little snippets of it, but I hope like that last one it looked like they shot it on like a bootleg phone or something.
Yeah,
It was in the dark. I don't like
Yeah.
things in the dark. Just you got money, just I don't know what kind of things they're using now, and I don't think I'm gonna go to rant, but there's so much now. It's like everything looks so dark in everything I watch. I need lights. I want like you have all this money. I don't know where it's going, but sometimes I watch these things. You can just open things up. You took. I mean, I assume somebody took an art class somewhere, or took some kind of a computer like color composition class or something. Just open up stuff. Don't be afraid of colors.
Just
Bob
don't
Ross
go full Michael Bay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like they fixed the colors in the new movie. It's not as dark compared to the last one.
Yeah, I saw some of the clips. It looked I like the way it looks in terms of the colors. It looks like at least like it looks more like aesthetically appealing than the last movie. Yeah, just don't make me fall asleep. That's all I asked. I fell asleep, and then it was a black guy next to me. He was so excited when he was just like every time the Godzilla was fighting, he was just like, and that kept waking me up. It was just like,
Yeah,
there was a good part coming.
that was one of the highlights of seeing that movie.
It sounds like me at Halloween. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Another victim.
Oh man, I can't wait for that.
kill
new
somebody
one.
else. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's a good movie.
Kong was on the other day, the Peter Jackson one. I was watching that. Still
I like-
holds up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I like that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
one
long.
That's one I haven't seen since it came out. That came out probably early 2000s, I'm guessing.
2005, yeah.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah. And I came in when he was fighting the 4 T-Rexes.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good scene. That's still holds up.
It was, yeah, I didn't mind that one. I like Jack Black in it for some reason. Like I like
I
Jack
did
Black in
too.
everything. I just don't know
Now-
why Jack Black was in Kong.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about Mortal Kombat? Did you see the images?
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
in. Like
Looks awesome.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Yeah, Jax. Or whatever his name is.
Yeah, everybody's saying he looks just like him.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
But Scorpion and everybody else, Raiden.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. It looks cool. They said they're going to have fatalities in it this time. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what the fight scenes look like. See if they'll be like the game or. Yeah, I'm excited.
From the pictures I've seen, I haven't recognized any of the actors, which is a good thing. I want this
That
like
is,
unknown
yeah.
people just to come in and be a badass movie.
I want Goro.
Yeah.
And I want Goro not to look like someone in a latex costume who's half robotic. 'Cause like in the
Right.
first one, it was great, but man, do not watch it again.
He looked like the cat from Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Sleepwalkers.
Just, you know.
Yeah, he looked terrible in that movie.
As long as we get a get over here, Johnny Cage busting someone in the balls, like these are maybe some fire coming from Scorpion. I'm good. Like those are the only things I need in the movie.
It doesn't look like Kano has the mask yet in the movie.
Oh, that'd be cool to see just part of his face get bashed in.
His face looks like messed up, so I mean, he may get like the mask at the end, which that would be cool. That'd be cool. They set up because they can probably introduce the Black Dragons then in the second one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good call. I want to see him rip a heart out too. That's one of the fatalities I got to do.
Hell yeah.
Also, could we possibly get Brigitte Sampson?
Hey man, get the new game, and that's a skin.
Is it really?
Yeah,
The original.
Yeah,
the original-
Christopher Lambert and the dude who played Cage, they're all in the game, and it's their voices and their likeness. It's great.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And the guy
Yes.
who played Raiden too. Yeah,
The guy who won?
the guy who played Raiden. What's his name?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Lambert. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Christopher. Yes, okay.
Lambert.
I love that Raiden. I thought that was a cool adaptation of the character for a film.
Yeah, he was one of the better ones for sure.
Then they all got recast in the second one.
Yeah.
Well, in the first 5 minutes, Raiden's like, "Hey, all right, you guys did awesome." I'm out. And all of a sudden, there was like a post-apocalyptic New York type thing, where all of a sudden they're walking, their severed heads on things. Like, oh yeah, all right.
That movie's awful.
I'm hoping they have the same music. They have the same music, techno.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over here.
I don't think they could go with any other type of music.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Molly.
My hair is not normally this color.
It should be. It
Very
looks
blue.
good.
That's good.
I can't.
We're getting wild tonight.
Should I dye my hair this color?
Yeah. I dig it.
Yay or nay on the hair color?
Yeah.
I like it.
Punk-
Looks good.
Punk rock.
What's up?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like stopped for a second. I looked in the mirror and I was like,
They just throw in like country western music for some odd reason.
You throw in a Willie Nelson song during like someone getting decapitated. I'm all in.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I have to admit, I wasn't like, I'm not that like I can't say I know all of like Mortal Kombat. I was into like some of the games. I can't say I know it too well. In the movie, I literally only watched like one time, but like I had fun with it. So like I mean I guess as long as they like keep it like I think don't take it too seriously, don't add lore or complicate it. It should be good. Because like the pictures look good from what I saw. Just make it fun. Don't.
The story sounds cool too, like a MMA fighter up and coming, kind of somehow gets invited to the big tournament so he can be transported. Yeah,
that's fine.
So I mean, it makes sense. It's like you're a player in the game. You're kind of putting yourself in that guy's shoes throughout the film. So
yeah.
Oh, I hope he only makes it 10 minutes in. There's no way.
I know, right?
Get ready to fight, and here comes fire. This poor bastard got Brazilian jiu-jitsu. The other person's got like elements on their side. It's like that's what I want to say.
Yeah, put it into the pit.
It's raining hellfire.
I remember. Yeah, do you know Benjamin Wallfish, the guy who's doing the score? He did It.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now that I remember, I follow him on Instagram, and I remember he took a picture of a giant like bass sound system, and he said something like, "Oh, this is being used a lot," and because he was scoring Mortal Kombat. So you may get your techno wish.
Yes, I hope so.
It should be. Oh yeah, hope they get the feel of the game, the original.
That's coming out April 16th,
if we could get that
right?
original song before the movie, just that remix they've had on the radio all the time when I was a kid. If they could throw that in during the credits, I'm in. Like that, I'm applauding it at that point.
I used to play that bar mitzvahs I used to go to. At least every bar mitzvah.
I mean, it's about right, but I want to see a bunch of people in yarmulkes doing the chairlift to this song.
Oh man, that's funny.
But we were talking about movies in 2021 that we're, stoked about. Free Guy, I've been waiting way too long for. The Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh, yeah.
I see that's so damn bad. It keeps getting pushed back, but I think they said it's coming out in March, April, somewhere around there.
Free Guy comes out May 21st.
Boy, it's even longer. Like,
no, I think it'll be pushed back again. Everything probably until summer, I'm guessing, is going to be pushed back again.
A Ryan Reynolds vehicle that, if theaters open up, people are going to go see.
Oh yeah, especially him. Because he brought in the crowds like even before COVID.
I think one movie that people are going to come out and really see is Dune. Once people say Dune is in IMAX, they're going to run to the theater, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably be doing that. Run into the theater when it comes out.
Yeah. I think another one that's coming out that will have a lot of people in a theater for is Wicked. They're making Wicked into something. People love that damn musical. If you put it in the theater with that sound system and stuff, people are going to be into it. You can't have a musical in the house,
Who's playing the roles?
I have no idea. All I know is Wicked was coming out. It's like, oh, right on. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
unless they're giving it the Hamilton treatment and you're just going to see a version from the stage.
Did you guys see Nicolas Cage in that Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh God, yeah.
No, I didn't see that yet.
I want to see that so badly.
We have a group party. Is there some way you can watch it all together online?
I would watch that. Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It's not Five Nights at Freddy's, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. It's right there too, and they're not trying to hide it at all. They're like, hey, that ridiculous game? We're going to make a ridiculous movie about it, and we're going to have it starring the most ridiculous actor in the world. Come at me. We're going to make money.
Nicolas Cage!
If you haven't seen the trailer, look it up. It's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I like the Nicolas Cage. He just does I do my bad movies every now and again, and then I'm going to just do something insane. And he gets paid, and not a lot of people get to do that.
Yeah, but if he gets a good director to match his insanity, know how to do it, you get Mandy, and
Mandy was so damn good.
That was really good.
And no one else, I don't think, could have done that.
Yeah,
as good as he did.
That's true. Yeah, because when I had I talked about it when I had COVID months ago, there was I went through I tried to watch some Nicolas Cage stuff, and as an actor, at first I'm like okay, I don't know if I really like him, or I'm just into him because everybody tells me he's good. And then I think around that time I was watching Color Out of Space, and I liked him in that too. But that's a good director. And then you watch that, and then I watched Zondali, where he's playing a Southern guy, and then that and then Judge Reinhold's in that movie, and they're like, he's like trying to outact him. I'm like, you can't do that, but good for trying.
Actually, a really good Nicolas Cage movie if you want to watch something where he actually acts. Leaving Las Vegas, fantastic.
That's a really good.
Yeah, with Elizabeth Shue.
Oscar for that one.
Yep.
Armand,
Raising Arizona too.
Raising Arizona was freaking amazing.
That one's great too. I love
Adaptation. You get two Nicolas
Oh,
Cage.
adaptation. That's right.
Yeah. No, adaptation. I love that movie.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. That was like I watched it like when I was in college, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna watch this because it makes me feel smart, and it makes me feel, it makes me it's one of those movies like to me it felt like I need to put my pinky up or something because it's very sophisticated and very smart.
If there's any Nicolas Cage movie that'll make you do that, yeah, that's going to be the one. Not a lot of people feel smart after watching Con Air.
Oh, they don't.
Con Air. That's a fun one though.
Yeah, I like that.
No, that's
I
a
need
guilty
to
pleasure.
rewatch that one. I need to rewatch Con Air. I know I like it.
I mean, you don't have to. It's good.
Yeah, it's just because it's been so long,
John Malkovich makes that movie for me, though. I'll be honest. I love everything he
Cyrus
is.
the Virus.
Mhm. Yeah. And they kill poor Dave Chappelle and just toss him.
The movie's so ridiculous, but it's amazing.
One movie I think for 2021, I think is going to get people in the seats. It's going to be a sleeper. I think Ghostbusters is going to kill.
I think so too.
I'm cautious about that one. Like, I'm not.
Yes, everyone's going to be very cautious about it, but then I think everyone's going to be like, oh my God, because after, that terrible 2016 one. But once
Bill Murray shows up on screen, it's over.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Well, rumor has
it's a good hand.
Moranis one.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the last one. It was just kind of all over the place to me. Like, it didn't really feel like Ghostbusters. It just kind of felt like, hey, Paul Feig just do a comedy and we'll just slap Ghostbusters on it. Kind of, sort of. But, I mean, this one looked good, and I like Paul Rudd, so.
The 2016 one, the only reason for someone to watch it is Hemsworth kills it. Like, that is the really best comedic thing. He's so good in that movie.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. It's on FX every now and again. Like, and every time, like, Chris Hemsworth shows up, I kind of just leave the TV on in the background. And, like, his parts are really hold up in that movie.
Like, anytime the phone rings, he covers his eyes because it's too loud. But no, I think I'm with you on that, but I also feel like that's going to be one of the things that it's been pushed back to an extent where now people have these well, they haven't released more trailers as time gone on, so it could be safe. I think once you start releasing more trailers and trying, hey guys, remember this movie's coming out, I think it ruins it. But yeah, Ghostbusters had those 2 trailers and that's it. And one of them wasn't even a trailer. It was that teaser where it just showed the Ecto-1 and that was it. No, I'm going to see it the moment it's available.
Me too. It's in good hands. Jason Reitman's been working on it through the pandemic too and fixing a bunch of stuff. I always see him posting on Instagram and Twitter about
His dad wept when he watched it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a kick-ass movie.
Yeah.
Way better than I anticipate.
2 movies I think are going to be like a big flop, and it might be too early to tell, but I think Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Yes.
And Cruella, especially if they put it on Disney Plus and try to pull a Mulan where it's like $30 to watch it, I think those 2 movies are doomed to fail.
Yeah, those are on my list for sure.
Yeah, think of one, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's too much. I like The Rock, but like I think he like has too many movies, and I think eventually people are gonna get tired of him. I feel like it's kind of starting to happen where he's oversaturated because he has so many projects going on, and like that movie looked fine, but I don't know.
It just doesn't look good. It just interests me at all.
Yeah, not. I
was like
African Queen Light.
I'm not.
Here we are.
I'm not gonna pay to see it though. I mean, that's more of a if it's on Disney Plus and it's free, then I'll watch it.
And even at then, you have to be bored. Like I'm not setting time away to sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Like the one I'm excited for, and thankfully it's come to HBO Max just in case shit goes south again, is Suicide Squad. The new one looks so damn good.
Looks good.
Like that's gonna surprise a lot of people.
I was reading that John Cena was they let him do a lot of how could I say it? They let him improvise his lines and stuff, and it was like making people blush with how totally inappropriate he was getting because he's supposed to be this character, and how quickly adapted. Like people love this. Like they're even excited for his solo series that's coming out on HBO Max now. So I'm thinking that one's going to be really big because everyone wants to hate it right now. They're like, oh, it's James Gunn. Well, it's this. Like, yeah, James Gunn hasn't steered me wrong yet. Like, I even like the Scooby movies.
If
So
anything,
Killing
that should excite you, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Attached to it. It's in good hands. It's
For
going to be
sure.
way better than the other one. The first
and
two.
plus, like, look at the people he's got lined up. They said that it doesn't feel like a comic book movie. It feels like a war movie. And I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Like
a 70s war movie, action movie.
Like, Dirty Dozen type of movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Platoon with superheroes. I'm in.
I think Spiral is gonna surprise a lot of people. Like, I know
I want to see that.
That was number one on my surprising list. Absolutely. That's coming out May 21st, right?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not got long. Yeah.
Like, I think that's a movie like people aren't really thinking about, but it's gonna be like when they see it, it's like, oh my god, this is like really good. And Samuel L. Jackson is in it too.
I forgot about it till today. I saw a picture online. I posted it for CinePhellas. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot all about this movie. And
did you see the movie? Or is that the one with Chris Rock pointing to the wall? Yes. It's got the spiral.
Yeah, to the wall. Yep.
So we get Chris Rock, the detective, which is cool. He's helping do it. Man, that could be a big home run. It really could. That, and I think the new Candyman looks really solid.
And that's on my list too. Candyman. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think it's going to surprise all of us. It's going
Jordan Peele he's really had a special touch as of late. I mean, the Twilight Zones, Get Out, Us. I mean, I don't know if Keanu's was his, but I actually really love that movie too.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to see Anthony Michael Hall in that as Tommy. See how looks like he carries a baseball bat around, and is gonna like try to take him on. I guess around with the mob of the town going after Michael. I guess is what it's shown in the pictures and trailer that we've seen.
Tommy went to war and has very bad PTSD and is prone to flashbacks of just sheer violence. Like that's the kind of Tommy I want, because there's no way in hell he's normal after that.
Yeah. I like the pictures they released for Halloween Kills. You get to see Michael Myers coming out of the fire, which is pretty sweet.
What about the Conjuring 3?
It's been a bomb.
Well, it's the Devil Made Me Do It, right? That's the subtitle there. Now, is this about the murders that took place at the Amityville Horror House before the Amityville Horror? The ones where they originally claimed, because they can't keep putting the Warrens in spots they weren't at. You know what I mean? Like the second one was about a case that they were there for a day and left and said that those people were faking.
Oh, England?
Yeah. They left that one. They were like, "No, you're faking." It's and they took off. So I heard this was Amityville-ish. So I don't know if it was Devil Made Me Do It, which would have been the murder prior, which no one was there for, or if they're gonna try to revisit Amityville Horror.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Although I'll watch the Conjuring movies. I watched one Annabelle, and I couldn't do that. I didn't watch the Nun movies.
I tried to watch The Nun.
That sucks.
It wasn't good.
Terrible.
People are telling me if I'm going to watch Annabelle, I have to watch Annabelle Origins or Annabelle Creations or something. They said that one's good.
Creation. That's a really good one. I think it's Flanagan that directed that.
Yeah, Flanagan did that, yeah.
And they did the Curse of La Llorona or something.
Yeah.
That's bad too.
La Lorna.
La Lorna. That was bad.
Yeah, that was supposed to be part of the same universe too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really excited for it. I'm kind of bored of The Conjuring.
I think Matrix 4 is going to bomb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm not really that excited for it, honestly.
No.
I'll just see something from it first to judge it, but
yeah, exactly. We haven't got anything yet.
All I keep hearing is Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just okay, right on. Show me what it is. Don't. I don't need concept art. I don't need any of that. Just make the movie. I'm gonna see it. I'm an idiot, but like, I just so happen to like the first one you made, and I keep coming back making that same mistake. So let's see what it is. You know,
Wright's new film, Last Night in Soho.
Oh yeah.
That's Wright's film because
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I saw it out there. I did not know that's okay.
Yeah, that's been pushed back a few times already. It's going to surprise us, I think.
Yeah,
I think
Scheduled for October now. Yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit, New Mutants, Matt Smith, the Doctor Who, he was in Doctor Who, played Doctor Who. Yeah, and it just takes place in the 1960s. There's a wannabe singer, and then somehow it's, I don't know, some type of horror film. We haven't really seen too much of it, but just knowing Edgar Wright and his
Edgar Wright.
flair for the visuals and everything and the story. His films have been crazy. So he did like Shaun of the Dead, the Cornetto trilogy, of course, and Scott Pilgrim,
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver, the most recent one he's done.
That was the last
I
one.
love that damn movie.
Yeah, it's damn good. A good soundtrack too. But
What about Antlers?
yeah,
That's Del Toro's newest one. I was reading about it. I was like, man, I don't remember hearing about this at all, but it actually is intriguing.
I think that got pushed back to
But yeah,
October
yeah.
29th.
2020.
yeah.
October 29th, it's coming out now.
It's Scott Cooper is the director.
It's had a lot of buzz at a lot of the film fest past year. People are talking about that one.
Jesse Plemons is in it from Breaking Bad, of course, Fargo, and then Kerry Russell from The Americans.
And a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah.
I can't wait for that.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, that looks great from the trailer.
Yeah, that's February. Yeah, it's an awards contention movie.
February 12th. Yep.
I have. Let me see what else I have. I made like a big list here, but it's mostly like indie movies. I guess this one's kind of indie. I don't know. I think MGM's putting it out. I put Paul Thomas Anderson's next movie. I really want to see that one.
What's his name? Son's gonna be in it. Phil Seymour Hoffman, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's like in the 70s.
It's a 70 high school
high school
drama. Yeah.
drama. Yeah. No, I hope that's good. I like the last few movies. I can't say I was like in love with Phantom Thread like everybody was. I liked it enough. Like, I don't know. It's one of those movies I really appreciated it more than I loved it. But he always does really interesting stuff. And stuff is always very different. Like no one movie is one thing.
I love The Master because it's basically it's the audition tape for Joaquin Phoenix for Joker.
Yeah. No, I really love The Master. Yeah. No, and I think Bradley Cooper's in it too, because he had like long hair, and he was like at a gas station or something. I don't know.
I miss Philip Seymour Hoffman. That guy was awesome.
Too. It was great.
He was a really good actor.
He was good. Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
There's a movie coming out that I just learned about today that looked incredible. I'm going to put it in the why do we need it made, but now I'm going to have to watch it file. The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Oh, I heard about this.
Where Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Michael Showalter's writing it. It's based on the documentary, but Jessica Chastain is playing Tammy Faye Baker, and Andrew Garfield's playing her husband.
No way.
It's coming out in September. Hang on. I saved a picture.
How did I miss that? I would have.
I got mad about myself with it. But here, you'll see that picture there. That's Andrew Garfield and Jessica Chastain is the Baker.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I'm gonna watch the hell out of it just because that was a big. I mean, that was a fire when we were kids. Like that was a dumpster fire.
I remember my grandma watching that crap.
I'm surprised you guys didn't mention Top Gun Maverick.
I was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just afraid it's going to be pushed back till the end of the year again. Because right now it's slated for July. I'm just afraid they're going to push it back again.
Well, a Tom Cruise movie has to be in theaters only.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Mission Impossible is due later on in the year. Mission Impossible 7, I believe.
7.
They can't push it back
one I
too
wanted
far.
to
Val
mention
Kilmer
before
needs
we
to be
forgot.
around when it comes out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he had some sort of cancer. I think he had his tracheotomy.
Shaw's all jacked too.
Can I say a Tom Cruise joke?
Yeah.
Go for it.
It's not PC, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why did Katie Holmes divorce Tom Cruise?
Why?
Hi.
Because she heard he was in A Few Good Men.
He's here all day, folks. Don't forget to tip the waitress.
This is really outside movie news, but let's just get over talk about Armie Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a cannibal, baby.
Wow.
Weird.
I only know
I can't
about
look
that
at him the same
because you
anymore.
mentioned it. I only know about it. I only know about it because you guys mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin, you brought it up. I had no idea. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I looked it up. I'm like, the guy's a douchebag anyways. I couldn't stand him, but this is even weirder, you know?
It makes sense. He comes from like, he comes from like oil money. He's like old school, like rich kid.
He's a good old boy, we call him. Good old boy.
All those rich kids always have weird little kinks like that. Cannibalism, blood drinking.
There was one message.
Banging their cousins.
It's all one and the same.
I read the message. I don't know why I took the time to read them all, but there was one where he said, like, I want to put my toe in your pocket, like cut off your toe and put it in my shirt pocket. I don't know.
What the fuck? Is that Quentin Tarantino or what? Is that Tarantino said that?
It's times like those I'm glad no one used the term prison wallet.
Oh man.
But speaking of cannibals, did anyone watch the Resident Evil 5 trailer?
No.
No.
Oh, with the tall woman.
What's
The
up?
Village? You're talking about the Village?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm very excited about that. It looks really creepy. I love the castle in it and everything.
But I don't know, is it VR?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't play 7, that's why. I gotta play 7. Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. It was
Seven's fun.
7 was what, Biohazard, I think?
Yeah. It was like
yeah, it was
Southern,
good.
Yeah, it was like a Southern hick family, I think.
Yeah, it was really. I had a blast with that one.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I didn't play through it though. It was fun. But yeah, the Village looks awesome. Super creepy looking. That comes out in May.
Yeah, May 5th, I think it's coming out.
Someone told me about the tall woman. I don't know who that is or why that's important. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it looks like she's carrying like a giant hammer, so that's gonna tie in like how Umbrella is basically probably connected. They probably injected her with like serum to make her gigantic like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like vampires too. Like they drink like Armie Hammer. They drink blood.
Who's the
Wait,
guy?
Armie Hammer? The girl's carrying a hammer? Did we see anything here?
Arm and Hammer?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
He's
the
from
guy?
baking soda money.
Right. Who's the guy at the very end of the trailer for Resident Evil?
No, is it it's not Redfield, right?
I don't know.
Maybe Chris Redfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who's like the guy from the original one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is this the prequel to everything, or is this another sequel?
No, this is another sequel.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's like a battle royale game coming out, like Resident Evil, like all the characters. It's like an online thing, and then there's like a movie coming out on Netflix next year. It's animated. It's not the one that's coming out. That's another one I want to see. The Resident Evil movie coming out in September.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Well, what
never
about
saw
that
any of those.
movie? The one with Batista and the Zack Snyder directed,
Army of the Dead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
and Ghost from Powers in it. I don't know the actor's name, just his role.
Oh, I know the guy. Yeah, Omar Hardwick. That's the guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks good.
Well, I mean, Spidey 3 is supposed to come out this year too.
At the end of the year, I believe. I think it's
Yeah.
December
Yeah.
17th.
So, I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, I think one that's gonna falter pretty hard is Minions 2 as well, because it's been pushed back. All the toys have even gone clearance. Like they should have just went the way of Trolls. People would have bought $20 a pop the whole time. Same with at this time though, Fast and Furious. Like people are gonna see it no matter what. Like they're bringing these motherfuckers into space now. Like I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched him in a while, but now you're putting them in space. Vin Diesel can't act when he can breathe. I want to see what he can do when he can't.
It's gonna be after space, man. They're gonna die, go to heaven, and they're gonna get Paul Walker back. You can have him back. I need you to do a mission. in
Exactly. And God's gonna say, "You can't have him. You never had Paul Walker." I live my life a quarter century at a time.
Well, I think I can't wait for Uncharted. I don't know. I think Tom Holland's going to do well with that one.
Yeah, when's that
Tom
coming
Holland's
out?
got 2 other movies coming out this year that look fantastic. Was it Candy or something like that?
Cherry.
Cherry. Dude, that looks great.
Yeah,
Russo brothers.
Oh, that's why.
that has
But
a,
no.
that, yeah, it's built-in fan base already.
But no, I mean, Holland could really come out of this. I mean, he's taken the RDJ book here. You know, Robert Downey's like kind of hovering over him, like kind of helping him with stuff. Like, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I thought he was good in Onward. It was a voice performance, but I thought he was
Yeah.
really good in it.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Evans or Chris
Pratt.
Pratt.
Devil all the time. He kills it. That's the one where I'm like, okay, this kid's gonna be something. He's gonna be a big star for sure.
Yeah, I still have to watch that one.
Yeah, you do.
It's on the
You're
list.
gonna like it. Yeah, it's good.
Well, they also did you see Chris Evans? They said he's coming back to pick up as. I think this is going to be Secret Empire. This is going to be alternate multi-dimensions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because they're even saying RDJ might pop up again. They're saying that Reed Richards and Tony Stark will meet. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. It could be also be a flashback, but I think MCU's. I think Kevin Feige is probably going to take a big swing here, and I'm waiting to see if it connects or not. Because if you want to introduce all these new people in the span of like 4 movies, that's going to be hell.
Denied it. He said he's on Twitter. He's not coming back.
Yeah. At the same time, what's her name denied that she was even in talks for She-Hulk, and she had
Yeah,
already been
Tatiana
casted. I think this is,
Yeah.
which I'm
Yeah.
waiting. I'm waiting to see any of that. It's also who was it? I forgot. Someone else was when they were talking about Moon Knight. Like, I think Daniel Radcliffe said that he was trying on the suit and stuff, and it was just throwing people off.
Oh, what do you think about Ethan Hawke being in that? He's gonna be like a villain, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Moon Knight's a
me either.
schizophrenic Batman.
Yeah.
That's all you have to. Who likes
Oscar
guns?
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac's playing him. Yeah.
Have you guys heard of War Party coming out, or is it? Yeah, War Party on Hulu. It's the Frank Grillo and Mel Gibson one, where basically
I've heard of that.
he keeps dying over and over again, and it kind of looks like a
yeah.
big screen, kind of like, I don't know, kind of maybe a Grand Theft Auto sort of thing. Like, looks like a pretty balls to the wall action movie. I've heard some
What's it
good
called?
things about it. That's War Party.
Or it's boss level. That's what I got on.
Or
the
yeah,
website.
why did I put War? I put the
I
wrong
think it had a
title
few
on it. Yeah,
different
boss
types.
level. That's what I meant. Yeah, boss
Yeah.
level.
Boss level. War Party. Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say it's an old '88 movie.
I think War Party is the name of their production house, so I like somehow subconsciously put that when I was making the list. But yeah, boss level. That's what it's called. It'll be on Hulu on March 5th. It's
Oh,
been
okay.
done for like over a year, and they've been trying to release it, and they finally signed with Hulu. So yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It looks like it'll be pretty fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Over
have
the top action.
Yeah.
Joe Carnahan directed it. Yep.
I'm kind of interested in that Scorsese movie coming out, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
I think it's like a.
Is there-
it's like
is
a
there a
I
release
think they're
date for
still
that?
filming it.
I think that, yeah, they're
Okay.
filming
No,
it.
they're still
still.
filming it. It'll be next year.
And I think
Oh,
they're doing the
oh.
same aging technology too.
Okay.
They're
Are
not-
they? Hopefully they fine tune it a little better. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They just
Is that
yeah.
with Leo?
Yeah.
Leo.
Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Not
Bobby?
De Niro.
Bobby De Niro?
Bobby De Niro.
Yeah.
Uncle Bobby. Speaking of which, I'm looking forward to the Many Saints of Newark coming out September 24th.
Yeah.
I have to watch
Sopranos.
Sopranos.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Watch Sopranos before
Yeah.
that. You'll be ready. You haven't
Yeah.
till yeah.
If you guys haven't
It's
seen
good.
it, it's our favorite show of all time. Definitely check
Yeah.
out Sopranos. It's well worth it.
It's one of those shows. Even if you like just happen to like come upon an episode just airing, it's like a little mini movie every week. And you know, even if you
Really?
didn't have any background, you'd be like, wow, this is really well done.
Really well written characters and story.
I've seen bits and pieces, like, you know, individual episodes. I know the ending, but like I still want to see it. Like, it's just culture iconic.
I know, like some people they'll say, "Oh, it didn't age well" or something. I don't know why you would say that. I mean, it's just good. Like I like in Mad Men, kind of has the same style. Where each episode is kind of its own little thing going on. It's really
Yeah.
funny too. I was laughing like a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Well, I think a lot of
Junior, he's hilarious.
a lot of the Mad Men writers, they came from Sopranos.
Yeah,
Yep.
Matt Weiner.
They came from
Matthew Weiner.
Weiner.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I like that. Like, and I like that. Like it's not so tied to we got to do a thing and it has to tie into the end of the season. It's very like laid back kind of style to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie Many Saints intrigues me the most because the biggest question was who are they going to cast as, to play Tony Soprano? That's like either going to make or break your film. And they cast his son, who looks just like him.
Yeah, I saw the
actor.
pictures.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm really excited to see, his portrayal of his dad.
Yeah.
His dad passed away about
You got
a little over 10 years ago, I think.
You got Junior and Johnny Boy, the movie as well.
Yeah. You'll see a young Junior, Corey Stoll. He's in everything. Stoll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Johnny Bernthal. Yeah, I can't wait to see him as Tony's dad, Johnny. It looks like it's a good role for him. Takes place in the 60s during the Newark riots.
Yeah, so that goes in like most anticipated and surprising movies. I think it's gonna kick ass. I'm really pumped for it. September 24th.
Yeah.
HBO Max. Yep.
HBO Max. A movie that I think is gonna bomb. Tom and Jerry. It looks terrible. February 26th.
It looked great.
I don't think that was ever supposed to succeed. I think this one they were like, holy shit, thank God we don't have to put it in a theater.
Looks like it came out in 1993.
Yeah, like I was.
Animation.
Roger Rabbit looks better than that movie.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit.
And then Roger Rabbit's like 30 years old now.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than 30.
More than that. Late 80s it came out.
88, I think. I want to say, yeah, somewhere.
Well, even Rocky and Bullwinkle that came out maybe 15 years ago.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah, like this is right up there, and they put poor Chloe to like overact against it. It's just like, well, we all saw where Piper's career went. She went to Covert Affairs on TBS. This doesn't end well.
There was before it shut down, I went to Coyote Ugly in the city, in New York City, and there's a picture of Piper Perabo where she looks fucked up, and she's like hanging on like, I guess a raptor hanging off the bar, and the bar is like grimy hole in the wall. It's nothing like the movie portrayed it as. But it's a good. I missed that part. That was one of the casualties of the pandemic. That place closed down.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a good place to go, like with your guy friends. Like every time a girl came with us, like they hated it. They're like, "Can we please leave?" I'm like, "No, we're not leaving."
Uncle Kevin's getting wild.
Just sitting there drunk, like, no, at some point, some hot blonde's going to start singing as long as we start getting more rowdy.
Like, this place would never survive.
Could I get a vodka and water? No one orders water. They're just beating the poor guy.
No, my friend, they basically took him, they turned him around, they like kind of bent him over the bar, they took his belt off, and they started whipping him in the stomach.
They did that at a bachelor party I went to.
Yeah, and they the waitresses, used to spit shots into your mouth.
Oh.
Really?
I'm like, this place would be closed down
Not anymore.
financially.
Yeah.
COVID.
It'd be in the national news. Disgusting.
It was a great, it was a great place to go with your buddies.
It's a 20-year-old bar. It's your mid to late 20 bar.
Yeah.
Then when you get to 30s, you're like, yeah, I don't want to be around that many yelly stuff, and I don't want to be spitting. I know the risks now.
This is accurate.
Did you see who they're talking to about Bond now? Is Cillian Murphy?
No.
Really?
With Peaky Blinders coming up, they said that he's had the not the offer, but the idea suggested to him. I was like, all right, like he could play the hell out of it.
Tommy Shelby.
How
I
was
can
that
see
show?
it. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Does he say a lot of inspirational stuff in that show? Because his character in that show is always attached like Instagram posts about inspirational.
He does, yeah.
He does,
has a lot of motivational speeches, kind of. Yeah, the writing's really sharp on it. It's
And Anna Taylor-Joy's in that one too, right?
Yeah, she showed up in one of the later seasons. I think the last season that was on. Yeah.
That's on Netflix.
So
right?
yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah,
check it
it's
out.
They even
originally on the
have
BBC
a drink
overseas.
recipe book from that movie or from the show.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, a bunch of different cocktails for it.
Yeah, a lot of whiskey.
Big time.
Yeah, it's damn good
Tom
show.
Hardy was also in it.
Yep, he was in one of the last seasons. They got the movie or the final season coming out, right? And then a movie, possibly.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, they're getting a movie. Nice.
Yeah, they got a movie mapped out. Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
also some spin-offs in the pipeline. He said from the movie.
I've
Stephen
heard
Knight.
nothing but good about it. I just like for me to find a show that me and the wife can watch. It's not going to be British. I guarantee it on that one.
Yeah, they got really thick accents in that show.
Yeah,
You need the
some of the
subtitles.
dialogues really. Yeah, subtitles. Recommended in some spots. They had a season where Adrian Brody was the main villain, and I thought he did awesome as like the Sicilian. He was like a Sicilian mobster type in it.
Yeah, the thick Italian accent.
Yeah, it's very stylized. It's really cool how they do it, and the music's really awesome too. The main theme is the song "Red Right Hand." It's like every episode opens up with it. Always has a cool shot of like Tommy Shelby rolling in and like his horses with his cool brimmed hat, and they're always dressed to the nines.
Yeah, kicking ass, beating people up,
Okay,
killing
my
people.
boss is a Brit, and then his son, who's the cook, he's got a dirtier type of accent. So like I can pick up on theirs, and I picked up a little on Cockney when like my friends would bring people from over the pond, out this way. But I was like, man, like almost to the Brad Pitt and Snatch type of thing. It's just like I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm just gonna smile and nod.
I know it's not coming out in 2021, but it was one of the things. I'm not too happy about who they cast as Lucille Ball and
Not at all.
No,
It's a
no.
terrible
Yeah,
idea.
that was a weird choice. I mean,
Both
her
weird.
face already doesn't move. Nicole Kidman's face doesn't move anyway. That's the whole purpose of Lucille Ball.
Yeah, she's good. She's good as like a witch, like Bewitched, but
Yeah.
Lucy.
The thing is this would be good
No.
casting if this was 20 years ago.
I still wish Sorkin got his original choice, which was Kate Blanchett. I think Kate Blanchett would do well with it.
I was gonna say
She'd be
Amy
way
Adams.
better.
Amy Adams.
What
Oh,
part,
yeah.
what part of their life is this post show or
I
during?
think it's Sorkin, so it's probably going to be something during a show, and like if there's going to be a problem, they're going to be walking around that studio.
I was going to say they're walking around and taking turns.
I don't know what he's directing it, and when he directs himself, he doesn't know how to like basically cut the fat, if you want to say. That's like why The Social Network is amazing, because Fincher basically cut the fat out of that. Because I read the original script for that movie, and Sorkin cut a lot of stuff out of that.
Mm. Yeah, I still wanted to see that trial of the Chicago 7 movie.
It was good, but it's very preachy.
Yeah,
Preachy.
that's most Sorkin stuff I noticed because I started watching like some of The West Wing, and even like early episodes of that is kind of very preachy. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he repeats himself. I don't know if you've seen. There's like compilations online.
I saw a video, a YouTube video, and it was like promoting the different show. Yeah, I know.
Did Sorkin have anything to do with The Newsroom?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
created. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
he
going
was-
to say
yeah.
because that was a damn good show. But yeah, again, when you said preachy and the way the dialogue heavy stuff, like although The Newsroom was great, Jeff
I love
Daniels
that
did
show.
not get enough love for that performance.
Oh, absolutely.
And I never saw on Broadway when he did To Kill a Mockingbird when Jeff Daniels was Atticus Finch.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been
That would have
cool.
been really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have liked to seen that. I saw it was Mark Maron. He interviewed him, Jeff Daniels on his show, and like you can tell, like Jeff Daniels, he really loves that Sorkin material because he's like, oh, the way he writes, it's like amazing. It's like in the way he puts things together because you can tell like Jeff Daniels is one of those like very old fashioned. He goes to work and he does the dialogue. He's very into the just doing the work how it is, and he's like you can tell he really loves that like how everything is put on the page and stuff like that. And I was like, I kind of wanted to see that play, but I don't know. I'm sure it was good. I heard good things about it.
Then I know Ed Harris replaced him when Jeff Daniels left. I would want to see his Atticus Finch too. That'd be an interesting Atticus Finch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with remember the movie The Network with I'm Mad as Hell and I'm Not Going to Take It Anymore?
Yeah.
They did that as a play, and Bryan Cranston was the
I
lead
remember.
in it.
Yeah, I
And they
remember
had
this.
everyone do a selfie video of you screaming, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. It was for a play in the UK. And when he did it, I guess there were screens all around it, and just everyone's face who sent it in was all on there yelling it with them. I kind of like when plays kind of involve stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like most Sorkin stuff. Like, at least, like, even, like, I have issues with, like, some of his stuff, but, like, at least, like sometimes it is too preachy, but then, like, I just like the way it moves, the way people talk. It's always, like, get your attention.
He has some really good dialogue. Like, in Steve Jobs, I remember when he was saying, like, you have to fix this, and he's like, we have, like, 25 minutes to show time, we can't do it, and he's like, the world was created in 7 days. I gave you 3 weeks, which is that was all. That's awesome dialogue.
Yeah, I watched the clip from there was a clip from Steve Jobs when he and when Michael Fassbender and Seth Rogen, they're like fighting. He's like, you got to give all these people appreciation, and then he's like, it's not binary. People aren't no, he says something about it's not binary. You can be a good person and be smart too, or something like that.
Yeah.
That
movie was good because it showed Jobs, he's a genius, but he was also kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Bill Burr has the greatest take on Steve Jobs when he was like, I feel like when he goes to the nerd concert, he should have brought up more people. He's like, there's no way he didn't just walk up and go, I want all the music on my phone. Get on it. He wasn't in there soldering or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, I'm almost done with Eastbound and Down.
Oh, such a
That's
good
a really good show.
I'm the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to start
What's happening
rewatching
on it right now?
He basically walked away and faked his death.
Has Stevie shaved his eyebrows yet?
Oh, see, there was one episode where each scene Stevie had a different wig on. And then Craig Robinson was in one scene, and Craig Robinson lost his eye when he was looking at the ship. And he's like, Kenny Powers, you're the reason why I don't have an eye. And Kenny Powers is like, well, maybe you should become a professional telescoper guy.
If you ever want to
love that character,
watch the bloopers of Will Ferrell, Craig Robinson, and Danny McBride in that one scene where he's like, "Ooh, I'm getting it all in my plums," and there it goes in these weird ad-libbing things where Craig Robinson, you'll see him just go, "Don't fucking break, don't fucking break."
Has that guy Stevie been in anything else, or
Stevie? He was in he's been in random like little movies.
Yeah.
But like nothing major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also finished Cobra Kai season 3.
True.
What'd you think?
Good. It's so good.
Eagle Fang. Hell yeah.
They have those shirts for sale.
Eagle Fang Dojo. We should get some of those.
I don't know. I think he should be nominated.
He should be.
It's awesome in that show.
Oh, William Zabka, he makes that show. He's the best part.
Amazing.
And honestly, I don't know who wrote this season, because this season was so much better than the first two. I loved all the seasons, don't get me wrong. But giving him a backstory, and then like bringing in Ellie, and then having her not to cause drama. And
yeah, that's what I liked. Yeah.
Like, she was a character who went, hey, you guys, she was a moral compass instead of a love interest.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Because, Daniel's wife is awesome in that show.
Yeah.
And like, there's no reason for him to leave his wife for Allie. I'm glad they didn't try to do that. That was cool.
I really wanted him to be with Allie, though. I loved them together. But I get it.
Who, Danny and Allie, or Johnny or Allie and Allie?
Johnny.
Oh,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Danny and Ellie should have never been together.
Yeah.
He's the reason all this happened.
He's the villain. He's an asshole. And
I
his
love that
daughter
when
on
they're
the
at
show, I think she's probably the weakest link as far as actually doing karate stuff. Like, it looks like she's all like barely
Who's that?
moving. And
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
his daughter on the show.
Oh, Sam.
Daniel's daughter. Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
else.
The other girl looks like she can legit like take somebody out, but yeah.
Yeah.
His daughter
Disney
doesn't.
Channel. She's kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah, talking about, what's her name? Tori?
Yeah.
Tori, yeah. I think
Tori,
her
she's
name is.
badass. It's tough. I wouldn't mess with her.
Not too
I like Hawk too. He's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Hulk is awesome.
Yeah. I liked his arc. It's really good.
And I like the fact, although I feel like once we got there and you saw like Hawk kind of turn, you're just like, son of a bitch. They went and took Cobra Kai and now they made them the bad guys. You know what I mean? Like now we hate all of Cobra Kai. Now we see they're the bad people. I was like, they made this series just so we didn't go, well, you know what? Daniel was kind of a dick too. You know? Yeah, I don't know who the writer is, but they definitely like got that source material down and really played with it more this season.
I think it was the showrunners, right? They kind of write the script, I believe. There's 3 guys. I can't think of their names.
If it's the same people, then they just got a lot more money for going to Netflix instead of YouTube Red. Not that that's surprising, but I mean, you can tell the production value. And that action sequences reminded me of like Daredevil. You know what I mean? Like those when they're fighting in the house, everything was outdoors. Like it felt like one continual shot.
It was. They didn't have any cutscenes. Just kept going. Badass. They do that every season. One continuous shot.
Oh, they did. These guys did Hounds and Kumar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The writers did?
Yeah, John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg.
Yep. There you go.
Nothing cruddy about those names.
Yeah. You can tell they're huge fans of the whole series. And it looks like they're going to bring in a character that we saw in the 3rd one for the next season. We won't spoil it because I know some of us haven't watched it all yet.
Oh, even Swank, too. Hilary Swank.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I bet she'll show up, too.
No.
Especially since she's on Netflix, too.
Hell no.
But you know they will.
She's doing that terrible... she's in a movie right now. It's like an erotic thriller.
Oh, yeah, where she's like somehow... Yeah.
It's like, what all former Oscar winners do who, don't get roles. The femme fatale role.
Oh, I saw that movie with Michael Ealy. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Ealy, yes.
It's terrible.
No, well, yeah.
You watched it now?
Yeah, I did, and the ending is terrible. Hilary Swank is just crazy, but yeah, I don't know why she takes those movies. She produced it too.
That's why she took it.
But why? Why did you do that, Hillary? Come on.
That looked like a Lifetime movie to me.
No, it did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my mom's probably gonna watch it, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, I found this movie on TV," and then we'll laugh at it. It looks like a movie we'll laugh at. I don't know.
And it's from the director of The Intruder, which that movie I only like because Dennis Quaid is like completely insane in that movie.
Yeah, I like that movie too.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
then he wore like a MAGA hat in that too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They don't put like the thing on it, but it's red, so it's obviously.
The first 5 minutes of the movie with The Intruder is Dennis Quaid just shooting a deer and then saying, "Hi, welcome to the neighborhood."
Yep.
I watched. Speaking of like unhinged actors, I watched Unhinged today with Russell Crowe.
How was that?
It's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, that's what I
Russell
thought about
anger
it.
management issue.
It's it's the South Park joke done for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Around the
He
world.
throws phones. Somehow in his car he has old landline phones and he just chucks them.
Well, I'll give it. It was pretty violent and ruthless. He's crazy in that movie. I'll give it that. The kills are like gruesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna check it out soon. I remember when it was out.
Yeah, I saw that in the theater.
He got big though. He's like, it's like he was ripped in Gladiator, and like he's like big in this. He's like fat.
That makes it even better though. Like he's got that fat man energy.
Yeah.
Drinking all those Australian pints, all that brewski.
Yeah. Just takes off his shirt. He's like, Foster's Australian for what the fuck happened?
Australia for kicking your ass.
No, just back to the Intruder for a minute. It's the same director as that Hilary Swank movie, and I just wonder if he has like a drawer just filled with scripts, and they're all for Michael Ealy.
I think so.
How do we know it's not Michael Ealy under another name?
Yeah, I think that's all it is. He just has a bunch. He's like, "Oh, they're finally letting me make movies. Here's another one for Michael Ealy. Here's another one for Michael Ealy."
that guy just was a huge fan of Barbershop.
Yes, he was.
He was really good in those movies.
I was gonna say Mikey Lee was in the remake of Jacob's Ladder. I never watched it though.
I heard that.
Oh, you know what? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I
I
kind of
don't
remember
think so.
about it.
I honestly don't even care to see that.
But speaking of remake, has anyone been watching The Stand on CBS Direct?
No,
Nope.
I heard it was terrible,
No.
but
Really?
I don't know. Is it
Never
good?
read the books. Should have. I should have read the book. I never.
I saw a picture of Ezra Miller looking crazy as hell. That's like
Yeah, I saw that too.
he's standing in front of like an explosion. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did the explosion just say the Flash movie behind him?
One thing I want to mention real quick is I follow Kevin Smith on social media. He's
Mm-hmm.
doing Clerks 3. Me personally, I feel like he doesn't have to do Clerks 3.
Yeah, I need him to
I'm
do
excited.
Clerks 3.
I love Clerks, so I'm in
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
I love the
But
first
Clerk-
two, so
But Clerks 2 to me had the perfect ending to end the Ask Few universe he has going on. So I'm kind of worried. I'm scared, honestly.
Honestly, I think people. I guess you look at Kevin, look at like people our age are like, all right, so we've all been at the job we hated as a teenager, and a lot of us ended up in that job that we hated a little longer, and saw our friends succeed, and we're pissed off.
yep.
And now we want to identify with another one of the movies. Like Mallrats 2 is going to be the same thing, like the mall life is dead and the mall's dead. Like I think he's just going through a crisis view in dealing with these movies. And honestly, Clerks 3 had what's his name? The guy who plays Randall. He broke down. So did the guy who played Dante. They broke down reading the script, and I was like, all right, well now I need to see it because one of them's dying. Probably not, but in my head, one of them's gonna die. It's gonna be Dante. He's got his kid. Him and Rosario Dawson have that kid, and then, Dante dies. Now Randall has to be a grown up and take care of the kid. Like I could see Smith doing that. You know what I mean?
Some stuff I've been watching. I've been revisiting Nip Tuck, the original FX show. Really fantastic. Henry and I just reviewed Saint Maud, brand new A24 horror flick. Really enjoyed that. We just posted our review of it today on our YouTube channel. Psycho Gorman I checked out was a horror flick, and I just interviewed the director, Stephen Kostansky. Really awesome throwback to the 80s VHS tape days. Really great movie. And I've been watching WandaVision.
I've been going through going through some of the Disney Plus stuff, like just random Disney movies. So I finally watched Soul. I like Soul a lot.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good choice.
So good.
Yeah, no, it was like a lot of the very emotional movie, but it was like really funny too. Like I'm trying to kind of watch more animated stuff this year. So let me see what Disney movies I haven't seen, and I heard a lot of good things. So and we were talking about it last time, so I thought I'll check it out. Like it as a whole, I really got into like the story, and I think I kind of really identified with the whole trying to get your dreams, and then when you finally reach them, if that's really what you want to do with your life, and then deals with all this stuff about mortality and stuff. That's pretty crazy stuff for kids to delve into,
I understand, really.
Yeah, but they
The
don't.
most adult themed Pixar one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but
it's all the adults watching it all kind of nodded like, "Fuck yeah!" I wonder,
yeah.
Yep. Things we think about.
Yeah.
Question your own life.
Yeah, and I like that the Pixar movies they don't talk down to you. They're just okay, this is how things are. We'll tell it to you. We'll explain it so it's in the most basic way, but it never feels condescending, and which I like. But at the same time, you can be a kid, you could watch it, but as an adult, you could enjoy it too.
My boys watched it and loved it because of the goofiness about it, not the overlong story. I have a snowman in my front yard with the name of Joe Gardner. My neighbors who haven't seen the movie looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, oh yeah, the name of Joe Gardner.
This guy named their snowman.
Right? That's an extremely sensible name for
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't know, to me, I watched it and it was everybody was oh, you gotta get to people on Twitter, because sometimes I go on Twitter and they're gotta get to the barbershop scene. The barbershop scene is so good. Like I really like that part, and then he's like talking, and then Tina Fey's in this guy's body, and then she's like, "Oh, this is how you got to talk when you're in the barbershop."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, it was like I like the light of that goofy stuff." So like I'm like, I don't know why this is making me laugh as much as it should. I shouldn't. I'm an adult, but like it just like that stuff was like making me laugh really hard. Like Tina Fey was really good, and Jamie Foxx too.
Yeah, they were both good in that movie.
They did great. Yeah. And then I saw Toy Story 4. I like that one. I didn't like it as much as the third one. I think the third one, they ended it really good. They didn't need to make a fourth one. But like as it was, I didn't mind it. Like it was entertaining as it was. And like they went on another adventure. They did the typical stuff they do in a lot of those movies. Like I liked it for what it was, but I don't know if I thought it was that great. Like I thought the third one was. Like it didn't hit me as emotionally as the third one did. But like as a whole, I enjoyed it a lot.
It's got a place in my heart. It's the first movie my kids saw at the theater, so I love that movie just for a different reason.
Hey, I'm going through that list that I send you guys of all the stuff I want to watch in 2020. I watched Becky. I thought Becky was pretty cool. It's fucking violent.
That's a badass movie.
Yeah. And I watched the movie with Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots called Vivarium.
I
That's
keep
a good
meaning
one.
to watch that. Yeah,
It's really, really fucking weird. It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Okay.
And I just rented yesterday First Cow, so I'll let you guys know how that is.
Okay.
Truthfully, I'm just going to watch some movies that I have on my shelf because all the new movies I watched so far for 2021 have been like the drizzling shits. So
It's a hot
I've never
dumpster
seen
fire.
you give up, Niall. I literally sat there and I'm going to watch home videos because at least my family doesn't disappoint me.
We call January the
These
dumpster
fuckers can
fire.
act.
January is a dumpster fire for the
it
movies.
really, yeah.
Nothing. It's good.
I watched the new Tom Hanks one, directed by Paul Greengrass, News of the World.
How was it?
I didn't know I thought it was going to be like a Western, but it really isn't. It's like post-Civil War. He's like a former, I guess he was like a general in the Civil War. And he goes around town to town and like reads off the news, you know, because obviously they didn't have newspapers that they could get in every single town. So he goes in like a horse and wagon from town to town, and he has like a little news session at night in the town square. Everybody gathers and he reads it. Well, anyways, he's on his journey in Texas, and along his way, this little girl, he finds this little girl. She sort of is in the woods and like creeps out, and turns out, her family was all killed, and she'd been living with some Native Americans, and they basically raised her, but then she got separated with them, and she sort of goes with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks kind of like adopts her, not really adopts her, but takes her with on the journey, and he's going to take her back to somebody, I think his sister, and he's going to have his sister and her husband take care of her. That's like the whole point. But along the way, they come into like there's a couple sections with danger in it. They come across these old Civil War soldiers that are trying to get the girl. So there's a big shootout with them. I was, with Paul Greengrass, it's usually a lot of action. He did Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. And, he did The Bourne Identity with Damon. So I was expecting more action. There's a couple scenes in this, but this is more just like Tom Hanks and like being a father, basically. And nothing too impressive about it, but still it's a Tom Hanks film. So it's enjoyable still to watch, but nothing memorable. I can see why it's not they didn't save it for the theaters or anything. You can watch it streaming. So
I also saw The Doorman with Ruby Rose. Need I say more?
Sounds god awful.
Like anytime you talk about a movie, you're like, I also went and got kicked in the balls for an hour, so that was great. Oh, the guys, Lord and Miller, who did Into the Spider-Verse and all that, they have a new movie coming directly onto Netflix. Not sure why something they put together would be going directly to Netflix, but it's probably 2022 or 2021 or 2022 is bringing back Spider-Verse 2, so get moving on that, and we'll just throw this onto a streaming service. Could easily be that as well.
Yeah, Netflix spent a shitload of money. They have like a movie. I think they said like one new original movie a month this year. I think one or two actually. So they spent a bunch of money. Yeah.
There's even one with Regina King. We were talking about her earlier, and guy from Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Majors. It's a Western movie with like Idris Elba or something too. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. I saw some stuff from that. Yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
Did anyone? Now we're talking about. Rashida Jones made a movie with Bill Murray. It looked absolutely terrible. Who watched it? She's like an estranged daughter, and she's in a loveless relationship, and he's gonna help her find out if her hubby's cheating on her. And I thought it was a spoof. I thought it was a joke commercial, like an SNL sketch, but it's apparently a good movie. Oh, and I'll be watching In Living Color again because I found my In Living Color DVDs.
Nice. Classic.
Homie,
Hated
don't
it.
Homie, don't play that.
Hated it. Loved it.
All right, so for episode 103 of the CinePhellas Podcast, we talked about a lot of cool stuff. So, Logan, until next time.
Cheers! Cheese!
Love those wild cannibals. Love Uncle Armie Hammer.